Completed! Completed!
Well done. You've managed to withstand my power longer than expected. And you, the one who kept me contained on that planet. Now... This is great. I've never had such fun. This is what makes life worth living.
You just got brought back and were immediately beaten. And that makes you happy? Did your brain rot while you were asleep for 40 years?
Who the hell are you? Wait, your presence feels familiar. Oh, it's you, Apprentice the Vernal. I see you've obtained yourself a new vessel.
Indeed. Though while it might be new to you, I've been using it for a decade.
So I'm guessing the weird pair with you must be Gemini the duplicate. I see you've all come to greet me upon my return. You have my thanks, my appreciation. But who the hell is that?
The neophyte? I've been referring to him as Persona the Masked. As the youngest of the collective, I feel odd saying this, but I don't get what young people are thinking these days.
I don't care what that thing is, as long as I get to have my fun.
What's with that creepy laugh? You've certainly changed since the last time we met, haven't you?
You're one to talk. I applaud your efforts in our fight, and withdraw for now. With my new vessel, I am free to wage war whenever I please.
it's you.
Perfect timing. I'd like for you to hear this as well. I've got some information on Xeno's whereabouts. When we were fighting Darkfowls to help you escape, we gradually found ourselves in over our heads. That's when Xeno put his life on the line. He split off from me, trying to draw Darkfowls away. I haven't discerned his whereabouts since, despite a frantic search on my part. There was barely anything left for me to try and track.
I see.
The Darkfowls identified itself as Elder the Gargantuan, and it was clearly after Xeno, so he took advantage of that. But as to why it was fixated on him, I haven't figured that out yet.
I know why. With Gedamholt as his vessel, it must have been driving him to pursue Xeno. Xeno understood that, and used himself as bait.
My deepest apologies. I should have done more to save him.
It's not your fault. I knew he'd do something like this. Besides, just because he hasn't come back yet doesn't mean he won't just show up when we least expect it. I'm sure he's fine.
I'm sure you're right. I believe so too. My apologies, but I must be off. I have to contact a few other people as well. See you soon.
What? Is there something on my face? Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm used to him making me wait. Besides, while Xeno's gone, I have to pick up the slack. And you're going to help. Alrighty, let's get to it!
Oh, hello. I made it out unscathed. I'm still in one piece, thanks to you. So don't worry about me. I know it would come to this someday. Actually, I knew this would happen. And I never stopped him. So, it's really me who is to blame. I thought that if I stayed by his side, he would go back to being his old self. And since I was hoping for the impossible to happen, I ignored everything else around me. That's why things wound up this way. I just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Why am I always the one to be left behind? Sorry for the pointless rambling. Please forget what I said. About him, me, all of it.
You want to hear that old yarn about when Dark Falls first showed up? Sure, I still remember some of the parts I learned, but I don't know. I never liked school much. I can't guarantee that this is all accurate, but if you're okay with that, then sure. As far as I remember, the name Dark Falls came up twice in what I learned. The war that happened 40 years ago, and the thing that happened 10 years ago. In the war, they succeeded at defeating Dark Falls' Elder, the one they call Elder the Gargantuan. Or rather, they managed to seal it away. I suppose that's closer to what actually happened. Anyway, the people that pulled that off went on to become known as the Trio of Heroes. The trio then led the effort to rebuild Arx after it had taken a figurative and literal beating during the war. And then there's the thing from 10 years ago. Even I remember what happened then. That was when Dark Falls led a full-on assault against Arx. And I think that was resolved by Claris Grace II, forcing the Dark Falls Collective back. Unfortunately, doing so cost her her life. So our current Claris Grace is Claris Grace III. As I recall, a whole bunch of famous people were killed in that attack too. It was a real tragedy. I can't even imagine how many ships were lost that day. It didn't just affect Arx either. A lot of civilians lost their lives too. And then there were people like my sister, who's still missing. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. Anyway, that's all I know. Sorry, it's all so hazy. I just can't seem to remember anything else. Still, considering what sort of things happened in the past, I guess we got off light this time. That's not to say losing a loved one is ever easy. Though of course, we don't know for sure that Xeno's dead. Yeah, he's just gone missing. I'm sure he's just fine.
Which quest are you up for? Come back anytime.
Events have changed drastically. This is one realization of what you have accomplished, even if it takes on an undesired form. The universe will come to fruition through your experiences. This is not revision, but based on that accumulation, it will bear many friends and enemies. Even so, you must press forward, following your own will down a path that no one else could track.
Good luck!
Yeah.